Hello guys, it's Mark the Bowlerhat Farmer. Now listen, I need to introduce you to somebody because this person's very dear to me, so just bear with me. Come on, come over here. Come over here. This is my twin brother. Can you see the likeness? Ain't he lovely? A friend of mine designing for me. Keep an eye out for this. Coming soon. Now, I got asked by somebody, I was talking about strawberries, and we'd been doing this in a video yesterday. I mentioned about we'd been doing strawberry runners. This is a strawberry runner. This was connected to the main strawberry plant. So if you want more strawberry plants, you don't need to grow them by seeds. All you do is you take this, break it off at the strawberry plant, break off here and here, so you end up with this, and just plant it in some soil. Simple as that. That is how difficult it is. Just plant that in some soil and you have new strawberry plants. You will get 4 or 5 of these off of each plant each year. So what I would suggest is, if you haven't got any strawberries, go find a friend who has. See if they want their runners. If they don't, grow some strawberries. Now, let's go for a walk because we have some stuff to talk about. Now, let's get sorted out here. I have often, I know you're going to be surprised at this, but I've often been quite outspoken about things. And one of the things I often speak out about is the food shortages. Why, oh why, are people not taking this seriously? Every indication in the industry, from seeds, let's talk about that for a second. So, seeds, this is a great time of year to be saving your seeds. If you've got a piece of garlic in the cupboard, let's say, for instance, what starts to shoot, stick it in some soil, get it going. I don't know if you can see these. These are the strawberry plants we did yesterday. So we've done the load on the beds there. So you'll see the ones on the side there are a lot bigger than the others. That's because they were last year's. We've got another round from this year. And the ones there in the pots are ones we're going to sell. Now, girls have been busy. And I mean very busy. I say the girls because I can't say that I really took part much other than giving guidance. So they've got rows in there of broad beans, 2 raw beans in there. They've got 3 rows of daffodils. Here's 1,000 bulbs in there. They've got some leeks growing nicely there. Why am I excited about this? Well, let me tell you. See, the thing is, I believe there is going to be some food shortages. And I believe it's coming very soon. I believe in the next 2 or 3 weeks we're going to start to see a lot more shortages than what are already in place. Don't know if you can hear that, but I will just spin round and there's Ray tooting past on his little petrol paraffin while he's doing some work. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Perfect, that's what tractors should sound like. So, food shortages are coming from all angles, and I say from all angles and I mean all angles. This isn't something I've concocted up, don't think that's the case. This is the seeds. So the seeds are being tampered with. Make sure if you're going to buy seeds, you only buy heritage seeds. Now, I'm going to drop you some information in the next video about a company that I've been looking at for seeds, and once I know how that works out, I'll let you know. But I'm making sure I've got an excessive amount of seeds put away, especially some nice seeds which are not GMO contaminated. So the seeds. Issue 1. Fertilizer. Farmers have been banned from using fertilizers and sprays. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I don't use either. But when I talk about fertilizers, I'm not talking about nitrogen as in a chemical process that's been made to put on fields. I'm talking about natural nitrogen. So for me, if I've got an area on the beds that are short of nitrogen, I will make up, whether that's a liquid compost, which you can make out of stinging nettles and comfrey, for instance, either one or both of those. Stick them in a vat of water if you've got an IBC, one of those big 1,000-litre tanks, or a water butt, or a bucket even, depending on how much you need. All you got to do is just make sure that you are in a position of putting them in, fill the bucket with water, or the container with water, and leave it. Leave it for a few months. The nitrogen naturally comes out and makes a really strong compost tea. That you can then liquid down, water up and put on your beds. So, fertilizer covered. Goodness in the ground. Now, I say goodness as in goodness, not goodness. I've been looking at, for some years now, how little goodness there is in the ground. And, you know, we soil tested our site where we are here in on the farm, and through no fault of, you know, Ray who owns the farm, it's just because of modern technology, heavy vehicles. We've had challenges with fertilizer overuse and chemicals, which have been pushed and pushed and pushed on farmers to make sure that the chemical companies and the fertilizer companies and the seed companies earn money. Big, nasty corporations that only have one thing at play: earning cash. So that has to come to an end, in my opinion. So we end up with a scenario, as we often do, that the soil's got no goodness. So where do we go from there? Well, can I get some goodness back into it? We do a heck of a lot of organic material. So waste veg, waste straw, waste of any description, what's natural, is something that you can easily get. Put it in a bed, you know, let it rot down, let it be in a position of you know, being a couple of years old, and then you can quite quickly turn that into some compost. So I'm gonna go this way around here because there's some people coming, people in the village. So you are in a position that you've made some compost, get that put into the ground. So what's next? So you've got good seed, you've got good fertilizer, you've got good soil, you can grow anything. Morning! Now, if you are in the position that you've got good soil, you're feeding your plants. If you feed your plants, do you know what they're going to do? They'll get big and strong. Feed them really good stuff, they'll get really big and strong. If you give them energy, I don't know, you might get energy in a different manner. You might get it from up there. Oh, look at that lovely chemtrail. Oh, did I say that? They've been going overnight, they were going, spraying that shite everywhere again. Now, so goodness in food, in my opinion, and I'm just a Burke in a bowler hat. Morning. Goodness in food is essential. I'm not talking about this, you know, trashy, tripey tollop what you go into supermarkets and buy what's in a packet and it's marketed to make you think of the goodness in it. Talking about real goodness, something where you could eat once a day and your body gets enough out of it for the nourishment, the nutrition it requires to have done the job of filling your tummy up. Now, this to me is important, and over the course of the next few months we're putting together a project, and we're going to be releasing that soon. My little friend who was with me at the start of this, my twin brother, is going to be assisting me in promoting that, and we're going to launch something very special about nutritional food, because for me nutrition is everything we so desire, everything we so need in our body, and it's been robbed from us at every opportunity. Why do they sell you vitamins? Because the food isn't good enough. Why do they sell you minerals? Because the food isn't good enough. You know, we say buy water filters because the water isn't good enough. You know, don't drink, you know, don't have fluoride toothpaste because the toothpaste ain't good enough. They've been serving us so much crap up over the past few years, it's just frightening. You've got chemicals being thrown at you from every opportunity they get. Let's not take place, guys. Do not take part in their nonsense. Get out of the system, especially the food system. Stop going to supermarkets. You know, support your local farmers where you can. Support your local growers, your small farm shops, independent stores. You know, you've got to start asking yourself, do you genuinely believe if there is a challenge with the food supply of this country, do you really think the government's going to come to your aid? Really? Really? I know what I think, and I don't think they're going to be anywhere near us. So I might think to myself, I'm making plans. Just look, this is where we took the potatoes out of yesterday. The big green crates like the supermarkets use. We got 14 of them out of that little bed there, and we've still got to cultivate it because there's still a lot in the ground. We took them out of an old-fashioned spinner. Brilliant to use, absolutely brilliant, but it chucks the potatoes and soil everywhere. Very impractical. But, you know, we have to plod on. We're getting ready on the farm here for some interesting times, as I'm sure a lot of you who watch me will agree. There's the next lot of polytunnel hoops to be put together. You know, guys, I cannot emphasize enough, start doing your preps. You know, what do you need to prep on? You know, have you got stuff to light a fire, stuff to cook with? Have you got some drinking water put away? Have you got a radio battery, a wind-up battery, a wind-up radio even? You know, guys, you've got to start thinking about all this stuff, and you've got to start thinking about it quick. Anyway, boys and girls, I want to tell you something special, and that is, I'm Mark Byford, I'm the Bowlerhat Farmer. You are amazing, and I have got to go and live the dream. Happy days!